Hi, everyone, welcome back. This is English Listening Practice Podcast. It helps you to enhance your listening skill.
Have you ever been there? You know that moment where you're maybe watching Netflix and you're following everything just fine?
Yeah, or understanding your friends chatting away in English.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No problem understanding. But then it's your turn to say something.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's like your brain just hits pause.
Yeah.
Total freeze.
That frustrating silence.
If that sounds familiar, that kind of brain freeze, trust me, you are absolutely not the only one.
Oh, definitely not. It's a really, really common thing for language learners. Almost universal, actually.
It's normal.
Right.
It's a very normal part of the learning journey, yeah.
I remember feeling that exact same thing when I was learning Spanish. I could follow my friends, understand their jokes, even the fast ones.
Right.
But then trying to jump in, my mind would just seize up. It felt like I knew all the words, but actually saying them was, something else entirely.
That's the classic gap, isn't it? Between understanding the receptive side and actually producing language, the active part. And that's exactly the puzzle we're getting into today. We're looking closely at this source, Speaking English, bridging the understanding-speaking gap.
Good one.
Yeah, and we want to figure out why this gap happens, but maybe more importantly, give you some real practical strategies.
Actionable stuff.
Exactly. Things you can actually do to bridge that gap
Yeah.
and, start speaking with more confidence. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So why does this happen? Why the bottleneck? Our source material really emphasizes that listening and speaking are just fundamentally different skills.
They really are. Listening is, it's mostly about decoding, right?
Yeah.
Hearing sounds, recognizing words, figuring out the meaning. It's input.
Right, taking information in?
But speaking, that's incredibly complex when you break it down. It's not just remembering words.
No.
No, you're doing so much at once. You have to quickly find the right words, your vocabulary.
Okay.
Then you need to put them together in a grammatically correct sentence.
Yeah.
And then you have to figure out how to actually say it, pronounce the sounds clearly, all at the same time, in real time.
Wow. That's a lot to juggle.
It is. The cognitive load, as they say, is huge.
Yeah, no kidding. The source uses a great analogy, I thought. It's like watching someone ride a bike versus actually riding it yourself.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
You can watch someone, understand exactly how they're doing it, the balance, the pedaling.
Intellectually, you get it.
Totally. But until you actually get on the bike, engage those specific muscles, find your own balance, practice that coordination, you're just not riding.
That nails it. It perfectly illustrates this idea of input muscles versus output muscles in language learning.
Input and output muscles.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so listening and reading. They give your input muscles a great workout. You get really good at understanding.
Makes sense.
But speaking and writing, those are your output muscles. They need active production practice.
And most learners.
Well, naturally, they spend a lot more time consuming English, listening, reading, so those input muscles get strong.
Right.
But the speaking muscles, often they're, underdeveloped simply because they haven't been exercised enough, consistently anyway.
Okay, so different muscles, different workouts needed. That's clear. But besides just, not practicing enough, what else causes that brain freeze when we try to speak?
Good question. The deep dive points to three main culprits here. First, as we kind of just covered, is the simple lack of speaking practice.
Right.
Listening to stuff, watching movies, it's essential for understanding, absolutely. But it won't automatically make you a fluent speaker.
Yeah, it's like trying to become a great swimmer by just watching the Olympics.
Exactly. You have to get in the pool. You won't get good at speaking without actually, speaking.
Makes total sense. What's the second reason?
The second big one is the fear of making mistakes. That worry about sounding silly or saying something wrong.
Oh yeah, that's huge for people.
It really is. It can actually trigger what some linguists call an affective filter. Basically, a psychological block that just stops you in your tracks.
Stops you mid-sentence.
Literally. That little voice in your head saying that's wrong can be paralyzing, even if you know a lot of English passively.
So it's not just about knowledge, it's emotional too,
Yeah.
a confidence thing.
Definitely. And the third major reason, which really slows down spontaneous conversation, is translating in your head.
Ah, the translation trap.
Yeah. Thinking first in your native language, then mentally translating word for word into English before you even open your mouth.
It takes forever.
It creates a big lag, and it just eats up so much mental energy.
Can you give an example of how that plays out?
Sure. So imagine someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?"
Okay.
If you're translating, your brain might go, okay, yesterday, let's see, in my language, I went to the market. How do I say that? Yesterday, I went to the supermarket. See? It's slow, step by step.
Yeah, very deliberate.
The goal through practice is to skip that translation step entirely, to think directly in English. So the answer just comes out, yesterday I went to the supermarket, then I saw a movie. Much faster, much more natural.
Right. No mental middleman. And that constant translating, that's where all the energy goes, right? Just draining.
Absolutely. It's exhausting.
Okay, let's circle back to that second reason, the fear of mistakes. So many people say, I'm just too scared to speak because I know I'll mess up. What does our source say about tackling that fear?
It really hammers home this point. Mistakes aren't failures. They're actually essential. They're the data your brain needs to learn.
Beta points. I like that.
Yeah. If you're making mistakes, it means you're trying, you're pushing yourself. It's proof of learning in action. The source gives a tiny example, like a learner saying, I eat. No, I ate eggs with toast.
Okay, little self-correction.
Exactly. And the response isn't, oh, that was wrong. It's encouragement. Great, now say it faster. And they repeat, I ate eggs with toast.
Reinforcing the correct version.
Right. That correction and repetition helps refine what linguists call your interlanguage, your current evolving version of English. It gets better because of those little fixes.
That's such a powerful way to reframe it. It's not about avoiding errors, it's about learning from them. Okay, so if we know we need to exercise the speaking muscle, and we know mistakes are actually good, how do we get that practice? Especially if, you don't have someone to talk to all the time.
Yeah, that's a common challenge. But the source offers some really creative and practical ways to practice solo.
Okay, like what?
Well, one simple thing is just narrate your daily actions as you're doing them.
Out loud. Or in your head.
Either works. Like, okay, I'm making coffee now, the kettle is boiling, I'm pouring the water. Just describing what you're doing.
Like giving yourself a running commentary. That's actually pretty simple.
It is.
Yeah.
Or you can expand it, narrate your surroundings. Describe what you see outside your window or as you walk down the street.
Okay.
Another technique mentioned is shadowing. Have you heard of that?
Repeating what you hear native speakers say.
Exactly. Listen to a short bit of audio or video, pause it, and try to mimic the speaker exactly. Same words, same rhythm, same intonation. Like you hear, I'm walking down the street, the sun is shining.
And then you repeat it. I'm walking down the street, the sun is shining.
Precisely. It helps you internalize the sounds and flow of natural English, makes it more automatic.
That feels like it would really help with pronunciation and rhythm.
It definitely does, builds that muscle memory. And here's a fun one from the source. Try for maybe an hour, just naming every object you see.
Some naming things?
Yep. Chair, window, laptop, plant, book. Just activating that vocabulary.
Okay.
And then the next step, make up tiny stories about them.
Oh.
Like there's a bird on the windowsill, maybe it's looking for food, it looks a little cold out there. Simple stuff.
That's clever. It forces you to actually use the words actively, not just recognize them.
Exactly. It turns passive knowledge into active production. And another really powerful solo technique is self-recording.
Ooh, people hate hearing their own voice.
I know, but it's so useful. Just record yourself for 1 minute a day. Talk about anything what you did, your opinion on something. Describe an object.
Just a minute.
Just a minute, then listen back. Not to judge yourself harshly, but to notice things. Maybe where you hesitated or a sound that wasn't quite right.
Okay, so more about awareness.
Exactly. And if you do it consistently over weeks, you will hear improvement. And hearing that progress is a massive confidence booster.
These are great for building that muscle solo. But what about simulating conversation, that back and forth, even if you're alone?
Yeah, the source strongly suggests role-playing common scenarios.
Like ordering coffee.
Perfect example. Play both parts. Start as the barista. Good morning. What can I get for you today?
Then switch. I want one cappuccino, please.
Right. Then back to the barista. One cappuccino. Anything else for you?
Customer, no thank you. That's everything.
Exactly. Practicing those common exchanges helps build quick responses and makes those situations less daunting in real life.
Yeah, you're drilling the script, basically. So for someone listening who's maybe super busy, only has, say, 30 minutes a day, is there a simple plan they could follow?
Yes, the source lays out a really neat, doable 30-minute daily plan. It's quite structured.
Okay, what does it look like?
It suggests 10 minutes of shadowing. Pick a short video or audio clip.
Okay, 10 minutes mimicking.
Then 5 minutes just talking about your day, narrating what you did, what you're thinking.
All right.
Follow that with 5 minutes of role-playing a scenario, like the coffee shop one.
Yeah.
Then 5 minutes recording yourself speaking on any topic.
The 1-minute recording, just expanded slightly.
Yep. And finally, 5 minutes to review. Maybe listen back to your recording or focus on using a new phrase you learned.
10, 5, 5, 5, 5, that adds up.
It does. And it systematically hits those different aspects. We talked about input rhythm, output practice, scenario drilling, self-awareness.
And it feels manageable, right?
Yeah.
Breaking it down like that.
Totally. It's about consistency over intensity. Small, focused chunks every day.
We actually got a question from a listener that fits perfectly here. They said, basically, I understand movies, I understand my teacher fine, but when I get into a work meeting, I totally freeze. Help. What about those high-pressure situations?
Ah, yes. The meeting freeze. Very common. This touches on anxiety and context. The source suggests strategic preparation before the meeting.
Like preparing what you want to say.
Not necessarily the content, but preparing a few useful stock phrases. Think of them as buying time phrases or filler phrases.
Okay, like what kind of phrases?
Things like, that's a good question, or let me think about that for a moment, or in my opinion, or even, could you clarify what you mean by X?
Ah, phrases to use when you need a second to think, or just to show you're engaged.
Exactly. Identify maybe 3 to 5 of these useful phrases. Practice saying them until they feel really natural, automatic.
So they're ready to go.
Right. Then in the meeting, if you feel that panic rising, that brain freeze starting, you deploy one of your pre-practiced phrases.
Buys you a few seconds.
It does. It lowers the immediate pressure, gives your brain a chance to catch up, keeps you in the conversation, and builds confidence because you said something.
That's really practical. Having those ready in your back pocket takes the pressure off having to come up with something brilliant instantly.
It empowers you to participate without feeling completely overwhelmed or just staying silent. And over time, as your spontaneous speaking gets better, you'll rely on them less.
Okay, so let's kind of wrap up the main message from our deep dive here. If you're someone who understands English well, maybe even really well, but you really struggle to speak it, the core issue, according to our source, is that your speaking muscle just needs a focused workout.
It's the heart of it. It hasn't had enough of the right kind of practice, the active output practice.
And the big takeaway is,
don't wait until you feel your English is perfect before you start speaking. That feeling of perfection often only arrives after you've done a lot of imperfect speaking.
so just start. Start today.
Yes, start today and embrace that other key idea.
The mistakes.
Celebrate the mistakes. Seriously. They are not failures. They are proof you're learning. They're the little adjustments your brain makes on the path to fluency.
So the guiding principle should be,
Communication first, perfection later. Focus on getting your meaning across, even if it's clumsy at first. The polish comes with practice.
that feels really liberating, actually.
It should.
Every word you manage to say, even if it feels difficult or imperfect, is real progress.
Yeah.
It's shifting from just knowing English passively to actively using it.
Yeah.
And that commitment, that step into actually doing it, well, that can unlock so much more than just better English, can it?
Absolutely. It's about building confidence, resilience, and ultimately connection. Being able to express yourself and connect with others. That's the real goal, isn't it?